I visited my grandparents last week, and I noticed while I was there, my two little cousins. One is 5 years old, the other is 7. They're both on their phones watching videos. And so I was very surprised, since back then my parents didn't give me a phone, a laptop, or even a little PC perhaps. I had to use a family computer for a limited amount of time. But I sat there just to realize, like about 2 minutes later, that those phones belonged to them. I was seriously astonished, since when I was their age, basically things didn't go that way. When I was their age, things didn't go that way. Now, we have to understand that technology is around us everywhere, from simply like our smartphones, laptop, TV, to background tech that we don't even notice. It isn't going anywhere anytime soon, meaning we have time to get accustomed to it. Basically, technology can have a positive or negative effect on our lives, which really depends on how we use it. So in the end, we actually have to compromise and see what we can do. Now, starting with the first thing, the first point. أول واحدة بنفع. الثاني بقى الثاني خير. الثالثة. Yeah. The internet opens a whole new world for young kids and artists, where with a click of a button, millions of images and content are brought up in these little devices in our phones. Now, kids have big imaginations, too big to be contained sometimes. So back then, they only had art supplies like crayons and colored markers to help them get those out to a conveyable form. Now they have tablets, laptops, computers, and so much more to help them get those ideas out into reality. Now we see from here in the background, that's through problem-solving perseverance. There's a thing that we call survival mode, which is a video game experience used in a ton of different video game genres. Video game experience is used specifically, the player is dropped into a different and new environment every single time, where they are tasked with surviving, continuing, and collecting weapons, items, and to make shelter to survive the night. While holding on, while they're using a video game experience as an example is good for you, might seem like an obscure example, but that's the point. If I can pull out a way that one single video game can improve problem-solving and perseverance, think about all the other opportunities floating around out there. Next up, we got independence and empowerment. Going back to the first point of freedom of expression, think about the idea and the journey of conceptualization. You think of something fun, cool, unique, and then you lay the groundwork. You research that thing a bit more, or idea, and then you finally do it. Or you put wheels to action to bring that thought into a reality. After some time, you realize that this could go to young distributors, magicians, or anything that aligns with your dreams. With technology, kids can hold that process on their own. Without it, who knows how far they would get. Now, the benefits of technology are genuinely incredible, but they can be too much of a good thing, such as eating your favorite food. It can become dull, not as delicious, and sometimes disgusting to eat. Now, with time and improvement, we can see that some things and some boundaries. This could affect younger kids who don't have set a boundary on when enough is enough, or when people don't really realize that things can put a negative effect on you if you don't realize what you're doing with them. And from here, the benefits of technology are generally incredible. The technologies, such as social media, are designed to bring people together. But in some cases, they may have the opposite effect, which could lead to isolation, social anxiety, issues with communication, and depression. Now I move on to my next point about poor posture. Many technologies promote a downward and forward user positioning, meaning the person is hunched over looking down at the screen. This puts an unnecessary amount of pressure on the neck and the spine. This could be an issue for younger kids whose body might morph into a hunchback position of the spine. Next up, there are some truly wonderful tools out there that you don't really need to delete all your social media accounts or throw your computer out the window to have a positive relationship with technology. All you really need to do is set some clear and healthy boundaries. Set boundaries when it's time to take a break or when it's time to go study. Or use some analog